Welcome to the part 3 of my 3 series video. In this video, we are still continuing programming the machine that is found under the factory IO scenes, and the name of the machine is sorting by height. Alright, then first thing first, I would appreciate you to do is to remove the emitter so that you can control the number of boxes you want. So the emitter it will just emit so many boxes that will obstruct your program. Alright, and okay, take the largest box, put it on top, and get the suitable angle, and it is placed nicely. Right, and let's go to Codesys, new project, standard project, ladder logic, and Codesys control win v3. 3S Smart Software Solutions. That's the option that you must select. Okay, and right click on devices, add device, go under field bus, go under Ethernet adapter, select Ethernet adapter, and select your Ethernet again on the pane there, on device pane, and it will change the add device, and you will see the option for Modubus, TCP slave, and select the device under there. And after you're done with that, let's go to the program. Under the VAR, select enter and copy and paste your program. Copy and paste your variables. Okay, once you are done, load the number of lines there to any desired number, and let's start writing a small program that will take this box to the loaded sensor. So the conveyor belt must run until to the loaded sensor, then this sensor here will turn off, and then as it gets to the pallet sensor, we want this conveyor here, the load conveyor, to turn on and also turn off when it gets to loaded. Right, so we've established a requirement. Let's try and write a small program to include both of those. So our input is I8 in this case. Your start button, click enter, and your stop button is required, your emergency stop button is required, and the one that you're going to use to stop, which is I3, is required, and your output there is required. So you can just scroll up to confirm all these things. So I8 it's a start button, and stop is I10, and 11 is emergency, as you can see there. If it doesn't want to type, move to the next one, I11, and come back to that one, I10, and put I3, which is loaded, I3 loaded, and now do your Q0, and do the loop, the retainer, memory retain, and then this is Q0. Okay, I prefer leaving everything with caps lock, but this is not caps lock sensitive or uppercase sensitive, so it can work with small case as well. Right. And then now we have this that will turn only the first conveyor, the conveyor to the entry. So you see that one, CB entry, conveyor belt entry. And then we want the one at we want the one at I the pallet sensor I2, and obviously you need to put your stop button and your emergency, and the input that is I3, where both of this thing must stop. Okay, and then put your this, and then okay, this one is I2, that is I10, I11, and then I3, then Q3, Q1 instead, not 3, Q1, and the very same Q1 must take place here. Q1 like this. Okay, then now let's download. But first, let's make sure that our device, our PLC is on, our PLC is not on. Let's scan for PLC, the PLC is not there. And let's start our PLC, the gateway is on, I can see. Then now the gateway, okay, the PLC is now active. Then let's see if we can download something. As you can see, there are no errors at all. The start button seems to be not showing up. Okay, and then the start button. Okay, after that, let's go to this baby. Let's go to F4. Okay, and then let's select Modubus TCP IP client, and let's connect, and it is connected. And let's move now. Let's move forward. Okay, the box is moving. Let's see what will happen. It hits the pallet sensor first and the high sensor also, and it goes to the loader there. As you can see, the loader is stopping both the load and the conveyor entry. Keep in mind, at left entry, this one, at right entry and exit, these are activated. It means they are normally closed. So in case you would need to use them, you need to bear in mind that they are normally closed. All right. So now you could see that we managed to travel to the load section. Then now with the high sensor, the one with the high sensor, when it's triggered, we want to come this side. Okay, so we want to come to the left. So now let's rewrite a small program To include that, how do we come to the right? We come to the right in this manner. We then write a small program to say, obviously, let's put a condition. When high sensor is active, it needs to generate a signal that will work with the loaded there, with the loaded signal. So those are two, they're going to be in parallel. Those two, they're going to be in parallel. So it's going to be the high sensor and the loaded sensor there. Okay, let's see how it plays out. So this input, which is for uh, the pallet sensor, the stop, and so that one, that will be for going to the right. So the conveyor belt, it's going to be stopped by the sensor over here at left exit. So let's just deal with it quickly. Actually, the yellow chain here, it's going to stop either when we get here, or we could stop it when we get to the this at entry center. So I prefer that we activate a signal there. So otherwise, this, if it runs, you can just hear myself when I say this. If this will run until the, it means the chain will keep on running until the period of this chain. So rather we stop it right here than there, which is on this sensor here. It's normally closed, which is the one at left entry. It needs to stop the chain, but with the timer. And then to avoid any confusion, we will do that later. Let's rather prioritize focusing on turning it off there. There's something that I want to demonstrate before I can do this part. Okay, so I will turn on both the chain and the conveyor for demonstration purposes, but the other one will stop independently, right? With the independent timer in later on. So let's start demonstrating this point that I'm trying to raise right now. So that whatever input there, I where is it? That at left exit, it's I5. It's normally closed, therefore we put it as normally open, just like the emergency stop button and his brother there, the stop button. And after that, I put my Q. So Q, the chain, I believe it's Q2. Let me confirm there. No, it's Q3. Okay, it wants to, oh, Q3. And then this one, it's going to have for the pallet, which is the pallet is H2, I think. Yes, it's H2 pallet sensor. Okay, while it still thinks, let's put the other sensors loaded, which is I3. You see now, this is how we are activating these two. And then this one is I10, this one is I11, this one is, because it's going to stop immediately there. If we could put the other sensor. So rather than we not put the other sensor now, we'll put it later. Let's put the last one, the last sensor. No, cancel. I want to refer the sensor uh, I5. Okay, so when these two are activated, the pallet sensor and the I3, which is the sensor it loaded, so we have a gap there. Yeah? Physically there is a gap, but let's demonstrate how the gap will affect us. Okay, so download, go down, face it straight and reverse, press start, come on the side, press start, right, and then go forward, then turn. Look at the the high level sensor, the pallet sensor, high level sensors active, and this the high level sensors deactivated, and this is supposed to now start to move, and it doesn't move. So why? Because now they are activated separately. So basically I removed it quickly, but what it means is that I2 is no longer active while I3 is active. So to sort out that, you need to create a memory latch. So you create a memory latch in this manner. You would say, if you're smart enough, you could put it right here, that memory latch, as a latching relay, and you have the entire circuitry running from this. But I prefer to separate them. So let's separate them. Okay, and then you have your I2 now coming here, and you have your stop button and the emergency stop button. And this one, unfortunately or fortunately, it doesn't have that advanced it doesn't have any sensor connected to it, because we are just trying to create a memory latch. That's it. Okay, and then how do we place memory latch? We'll place it by putting a, a this like this, an output. And then this one is, we set is I10, and then this one is I11, and then over here we need to create a loop effect, and now we put our memory M0, click enter and click OK. Right, now we have this M0 and enter, and yes, so M0 like this. Okay, so this M0 now, it's coming to replace the I2, the M0. So we're gonna generate a signal here that will eventually be active here when this one is also active, and then Q3 will activate. The chain to the left will be activated. Okay, let's then download again and observe. So this time around, we're just gonna let this one go and observe on the program. As you can see, Q0 is running. After that, it's going to be Q1, and when Q1 is running, the memory also should run. Let's see. Okay, it's still going there. You see Q1 M0 is on. Here's your M0. Let's see when I3 is activated. I3 is activated, the chain is running indeed. You see the chain is running. Let's put it on the side. Let's go forward. The chain indeed is running. And uh, so you can't really stop it when it gets here. As you can see, you can't really stop it when it gets here. So what you will do is when it's like this, we will put a timer here to deactivate the chain when it's not pressed, right? To deactivate the chain when it's not, this one is not activated, but it looks like that would not suffice. It will be on the entire time. No, let's rather stop when we reach there, but we will see. We'll see. Let's then make a plan. So we now see that the Q3 is still running, right? That's not a problem. So we are able to activate that. So another person would say, let's deactivate it with the with the sensor just next to it, and the whole program like this must activate the. So it's more like we say this whole program must now activate the conveyor belt, which is Q5. Let's see here, conveyor belt left Q5. So the whole program, let it now activate Q5. Okay, and make a Q5 here, Q5. So now Q5 is running. Then take the whole program again, copy it and paste it, make it now to activate. Now make it to activate Q3. Q3. So now what's going to make Q3 to stop is the sensor right here. But the sensor is very close. It means this will just eventually stop right there and there, and we don't wish that. So we need to put an on delay. Okay. So this was gonna be the add entry, the sensor add entry to the left. You see this one at entry I4. So now we're going to create a latching circuitry. So we put the function block rs, and rs is fine like that, and put your timer here online on delay. Okay, enter, and put your memory over here. Okay, this doesn't want to react, which is fine. So I not 5, but I at entry left exit left entry I4, it's a normally closed, and we want only it to activate this signal only if we are activating it. I4, So we put it as normally closed. Then when you press it now, it's gonna send a signal, because when it's like this, it does the inverse of the normally closed. So it's the inverse of inverse. But yeah, nevertheless. Now here we have the 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 the, the emergency stop button and the stop button. They definitely must be normally closed, because also we do the inverse of the inverse only when we press them and they are in parallel. So it will require both of them. When they're in series, it require both of them. So we need to put them in parallel when you activate any of the two. So you're gonna put it like this. You're gonna put it like this. As I10 and I11, right? And then let's try to place our product over here, our output over here. Okay, as it doesn't want to go, let's finish up the whole thing. This one you just delete and press enter. This one you say T hashtag how many seconds? Maybe 2 seconds to S like that, and then come here. It does say drag your connection, okay, to the correct wiring. Oh, you double click, you don't drag. Oh, Lord. Then this one, we did M1, we did M0, and we don't have M1. Let us put M1 then, M1, enter, like this. So when M1 is activated, we want to turn off this, but remember this will be normally open and that won't be activated, so this will be required to be normally closed, and then it becomes your M1 for normally closed. Then let's test this, okay, if it will work, but I suppose it will work. Download. No errors, and stop and start. Let's start the whole process. Let's observe from this side. Watch what will happen. Palette sensor is on. Look, when loaded sensor is on, load sensor is on, this starts to push forward and the conveyor belt is on, and then the 2 seconds there, 1 2, it goes back, so it can't move because the 2 seconds is very short. The 2 seconds is already engaged and this has been stopped, so we just need to increase the time and then this will definitely work. So from 2 to 4, double the time for safety reasons. Okay, and 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 one thing I can just share right now is that when you get to Q5, Q5 will also stop immediately without disappearing, because the intention of this program is that it needs to get inside here. It needs to get inside here. So Let me see if I can't pull the box. If it becomes a messy thing, then I will let it go like that. Okay, come this side, man. All right, move, move. Okay, come this side. Don't trip. Okay. All right. So let's see. Change angle and look what it will do. It will stop eventually there. So we need to add some couple of seconds there also. So that this one you can just copy this as it is, and then you're gonna replace this one with I5 and this with M2. So just copy everything here. Copy. If you prefer, you could edit here instead, and then this one I said let's do it as M2. Enter. Okay, and then this one is I5, and then this one needs to change to be normally closed because the signal we're getting here is normally closed, not unless we change this one to be a normally closed. We do have a normally closed, so for demonstration purposes let me just rather change this one with a normally closed. Let's see. Set. Okay, so this one becomes M2. Enter. And this one we leave it as it is, becomes M2 also. M2. Enter. Right, and then just download the program. Okay, so here we're going to have a situation like this. Let's observe. This one is on and it triggers that one. Nope, it doesn't work. So let's go to the old school way where this one goes away and it gets to be replaced with a normal one, and then M2. Enter. And the M2 here, it needs to be replaced. Let's see if it can replace. No, it can't replace, which is not a problem, with a normally closed then, just like what we did in the past. And let's download. You see? Okay, why is it running? This was supposed to be 4 seconds, but let's observe. Okay, we need to start. No, everything's fine. Why is this running? Because it's cutting the signal there now. Let's stop, start. Oh, the emergency stop button. Emergency stop button. All right. And start. M0 is on there, and then M0 is on, Q5 is going to be activated together with this one, Q3. Let's see if Q5 is not activated, M2 is activated. Why is M2 activated? Okay, this wasn't supposed to be this one. I think this one is wrong. Let's observe again. This is not supposed to be 0. Yeah, the copy and paste is a problem. The timers are the same and they're not supposed to be the same. They're not the same thing. The copy and the paste thing now is counter against me. Yes. And then this one becomes a 1. Okay. So next time you now know you mustn't allow it to carry the same input, the same name, the variable. It needs to change. Okay. Stop and start fresh. Let's go this side, go up, press start, and no, don't go back. I want you to go down, face straightwards. M2 still not on, which is good. M0 it's on. Q1 is still on. Q1 stops running, and we have Q5 running, and we have Q3 not running because the signal edge 0 is activated. What's wrong with this? And you can't start it from here. Let's try to pull it. The traveling is too much. Let's pull it out here. Okay, I must turn it like this. Okay, go up a little bit. No, 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 no. No. Yeah, the sensor is active. That's what I wanted. Okay, then this one can just go away. The sensor is active, and let's start the start button. Start. Start. Oh, sit down. Sit down. Sit. Good. Oh Lord, I must start afresh. All right. This conveyor belt is very low. I want somebody who's extremely patient. Okay, and then when it reaches there, this one is running, that one is not running. And what is deactivating this? I4 M1. Why is my M1 running? Something I don't understand. Okay, let's do this. Okay, this one is running non-stop. Oh Lord, go up, stop, and start. Okay, go and observe there if this is running. Okay, nothing is running at this moment. Let's come and observe here. Everything looks fine. Okay, and when we reach I2 M0 needs to power. Okay, then Q1 is active, and then that Q5 is on and Q3 is on. Yes, perfect. Now I believe it's moving. Then I4 is on. Okay, after a couple of seconds, it stops after 4 seconds. Okay, and this it failed to move again. So the 4 seconds is not enough according to this because I4 is active. Okay, then let's increase the time. Oh, first stop because the memory is very strong. It memorizes stuff that you don't want it to memorize. So now I stop and start and come here, stop everything. For M2, no, I want for M1. Yes, I want to stop Q3. Let's double it to 8. Okay, and let's download. Yes. Okay, and let's no errors, no warnings. Let's stop, start. Right, let's see. Now, if you do this with a small box, it should work properly. You can redo everything that I've just done, but now you do it with a small box. It should move properly. So it's pallet sensor, high level sensor, and when that other one activates, the load should stop, and then the load turns white, and the conveyor is running, the transferer is running. Okay, let's come closer. The seconds are running. Perfect. And now after 8 seconds, wow, that is very quick. Okay, so now it's moving nicely. As you can see, it's moving nicely. And it goes inside. Okay, right. And then after 5 seconds, 4 seconds, the conveyor belt should stop. The conveyor belt has stopped. It's the same as others. So now we must do the same with the right side now. So we must do the same with the right side. Let's stop everything. Let's stop everything. Uh, just press and hold the emergency stop button. And now my desire now is to put the smaller box. This one, delete. Bring the smaller box. With V it will go up, and then bring it close. With V it will go number 1. Let's go back on the side. Let's fight like this. Right now it's gonna activate only the small box. So let's see what will happen. So the decision for going to Q5, this one, this is going to be the same now. So if I can highlight, let's see if we can highlight. Looks like we can highlight. And then let's see if we can say shift, click on the first one and the last one. Nope, it doesn't work. So which is not a problem. Let's see. Copy, come here and paste. So what have I done? I4M1. Alright, it seems like I've managed to copy it. M1, Q3, M2. Alright, let's see. Q5, where's, if I could see it from Q5, I don't know if Q5 here, Control Z, start from Q5, this, that, 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 and that. Copy, come here and paste. Here's your Q5. So Q5, it's going to be opposite of Q5. Your left is going to be your Q6. Q6. And your M2 is going to be your M3. M3. And your I3, the signal at M0. Now it's no longer going to be M0. It's no longer going to be M0. It's going to be, because this one is the pallet sensor. High level sensor. Where's your high level sensor? Start, okay. This one, okay. It's a pallet sensor, which is fine. And then this one, M0. Where's your M0 here? I2. It says pallet sensor. No, it can't work with pallet sensor. It's supposed to be I0. I0. Enter. So this, you must have another one of that one for the M0, for the, so that I2, it can be pallet sensor there. It should be the high level sensor. We put a network, we copy this. It was working with the wrong thing. So now we're going to use I1, the low level sensor. But now we're changing the M. I think I've done the M already, which is M3. M3. So let's go to Q6. Oh, this has been copied already. The I2, this must go because we've done it already as M3. This one must go. All right. Let's see, Q6 M3. Yes, Q6 M3. Okay, M3 has a latch already, which is fine. Then this one becomes M4. Okay, and then this one I5, the one that the furthest. On this one, you must say exit right at right exit, which is I7. I7, I7. Okay, and then this one changes to 2. Enter, and then this one changes to 2 also. To 2. Enter. Okay, and then your M1 is going to change to M4. M4. Now enter. Let's see. Nope, this one actually changes. M5 changes to this one. This is the first one. M5. So this one changes to this, the least one, which is the at entry there. The one at entry there. Go on top. At entry right, which is I6. I6. Then this one changes to 3. This one 3. 3 as well. Okay. Then this one becomes M5. M4. Why is it M3? Okay, now you see M4 must be M4 here. Yes. And then the M3 now, the signal of M3 I1 LLS, it's coming here. M3. Okay. Then the signal of M1, M0. No, I'm making a mistake. Let's start from the top. It goes to Q0 and this one also, and then it's first. Okay, and then M0. Okay, and that. So where's the signal at M0? This is your M0, I0. Okay, so this signal, it goes there on top. Okay, which is fine. And then this signal here for M3, similar to this one, goes here. Yes. So it's supposed to be M1. Where's M1? M2. I don't really have M1. Okay, no, it's not a problem. M3. M3 is the one that comes there. Okay. And then the second timer of I4 at left entry. Wait, we're still going to the same direction here. M1, M1. Okay. Alright, no, this M3 is not the M3. This is still M0. M0. Okay. And then we have done with the ones. Okay, now this one becomes the M3. Yes, M3. Okay, and then this one also becomes the M3 because they both need to go in the same direction to the left. Right. And then you must go to the right. Transfer. Are you transferring? The conveyor is already dealt with. So you become 4. Q4. Q4. Right. Let's see if Q5, the conveyor belt, it's your Q6, this one, Q6. All right, hopefully I got everything right. I hope I got everything right. 0, 1. All right, let's download. Errors. There are absolutely no errors. Right, no warnings. It means that this we are making sense now. Let's do this and let's press and hold, and then let's see if this will eventually manage to go to the right side. You just swapped everything. Make sure that you swap it step by step, otherwise you're going to be stuck like me, or just rewrite or redraw everything that is there. Okay. Okay, pallet sensor, low level sensor. Let's see when this loaded sensor activates. Okay, then it goes up. Then you see both of them, they activated. Voila, then it's going that side. It's going that side. And this one should stop. Yes, it is stopped after 8 seconds. And voila, we are moving. We are moving nicely. All right. And we've managed to enter, and we've managed to enter, then we stop. Number 1, this is what I wanted. So now let's see if the whole thing will work with the emitter. I am not too sure with this basic program it will work with emitter or not. I am not too sure. I suspect it might not. V, V, okay. I go back, site profile. The emitter is seated properly, but is it seated on the right place? Yes, it is. Okay, let's start. Right, this one is a large box. Go up 10, and let's watch. check the emitter gave us a bigger conveyor. Why is it giving us big pallets? Lord, it's giving us big pallets, but otherwise this should go to. It's not running to the left. Okay, so I'm disappointed the emitter, it's just doing opposite of what I was intending to do. So nevertheless, let me remove the emitter. As I said, it has proven me right. What I didn't want, it definitely does it as it is. Okay, let's go that side, emitter, go, and then start. Oh, we don't have anything. Let's put a small this, and in future I will have to check how to control the products that are being taken out by the emitter. So let's do the big box because the small box is working properly. So let's finalize this. Okay. Q6 is on. Uh, okay, let's go stop the whole thing before something bad happens. Stop and release and start. Let's see who's on again. No one is on. Okay. Alright. High level sensor is on. Okay. It goes in. And the signal at high level sensor should help us to. That one is active. Good. So then we don't have the transfer left. It's the one that is not active. Okay. Which is our transfer left is this one. CB left. Okay, where's my transfer left? M3 Q3 transfer left, and conveyor right is on. Okay, where's the transfer left? Transfer left is on. Okay, let's start afresh. Conveyor left is on, and transfer left is on. Conveyor right is on, which is not a big deal. And possibly there. Yes, 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 yes. I see now. I see. So now we are officially having a glitch, and this is what I didn't anticipate, but it makes sense. So whenever the low level sensor is active, it simply means that definitely that thing is going to be activated. Both the left and the right is going to be activated. So it means then When you want the left, you need to say both the low and the high must be activated. It must go to the left, and then the low will be dedicated to the right. Simple as that. So you just come here. You just come to, you see the one that is dedicated for this one, to the LLS. You go for the one that is dedicated for the SI0, this one. Yes, this one should only work when both of them are activated. Yes, I think so. Yes, like that. Then I1, enter and download. Then you will see magic after here. Stop and start. The conveyor belt is very long. For this test, you're supposed to use shorter conveyor belts, but it's just the circuit that we have adopted. So there's nothing I can do even myself. And then stop and everything resets and start. Right, let's see. Okay, next time I'll just put it here so that it can be close by. Look how long it travels. It's very long. It's a long distance and it increases the testing capacity also. Alright. So now when both of them are satisfied, it should go only on one side. Alright, when both of them are satisfied, it's gonna go on one side, but it eventually also activates the other one. Indeed, it will activate both of them. It's active, yeah. This is wrong. Yeah, it's both activated. So now the low level sensor going to the right, to the other side. Going to the left side, okay? Go, go. So now this is very interesting. Uh, what is very clear is that when, now let's take the big one. One thing that is very explicit is that okay, you can see it's on the side, turn the around and yep, it's perfectly positioned. Okay, so I1, the signal at high level sensor when it's created, because you created through two stuff, yeah, it needs to go and deactivate the signal at the low level sensor. So how we're going to do that is that we must put uh, I0, look for I0, the signal at I0, this one M0, it's going to affect the signal at I1 here. It's going to come as a normally closed. Yes. Then when it's activated, then it cuts this one off. So M0. That one won't be a problem. It becomes M0. So now the other thing is that I'm thinking it's that if it happens that we send another box immediately, we're going to have a challenge where it's confusing between the sensor there. We won't be able to break it immediately. So we must break that. We must break this by using the M2 signal. Let's say the 4 seconds delay. No, I'm confusing. It's fine. Let me leave it like this before I confuse myself even further. So now this one goes like this, and it should work. Let's definitely go to change this to be a small box. Okay. Oh, the box just decided to fall on the other side. It's fine. Even this one is fine. Let's start. Right. Check the transfer. Where is the transfer? Okay, we're still having them. Apologies for that. We're still having both of them connected, which is not a problem. They're still running, all of them. See, they didn't reset. We must reset, and the transfer now is fine. So let's see if the transfers weren't gonna be affected. Look at this, and it decides the side. Number one. This is what I want. It's going to the other side. Let's see. So if we had this one as a smaller product, the smaller box. Okay, this. Let's see. Smaller box be on the center. Okay. So now turn off all the signals. Right. So this one, it's definitely going to the right. See there, it's been taken to the right, but there's a signal There's a signal that is being held that I can't really control as yet. As for rev, actually, that needs to be deactivated by when it reaches there. But it's not a problem. We can just wait. Then we'll start the other one after that. You can do that fancy stuff. And now we'll start another one. Look now. I'm not sure if that signal is released yet. I don't think the signal is released. Let me go on. I'm going to check that. The signal at I0 is not released, you see. So M2 needs to cut the signal. Yep, M2. Yeah, I think it's still giving me issues. Let's see. When M2 is activated, it needs to deactivate here. The 4 seconds one. No, I want the longer one, the 8 seconds one, which is M1. Yes, it must deactivate the signal here. M1. Alright, and then download. I thought I was gonna escape it, but I can't. What's happening? Finding an error. Stop. Okay. No errors. Right. Stop. Start. Stop. And start. Alright, let's observe. This is going that side. Okay. Okay. Once it starts to be transferred, I can freely start the procedure for this one. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This is lovely. Let me put on the helicopter view. Look at that. That one is eventually going to stop, and this one gets here and it makes the decisions. It comes to this side. Wow, bravo. This is what I expected. This is what we call PLC programming. So ladies and gentlemen, pardon me, this video was very long, but it's worth it. At the end of the day, it does run properly like it should. So in future, we'll create videos where I select on the emitter what kind of pallets I want. I'll look at that, how I can possibly do it. Look at this, and then this one disappears. Lovely. Yes, this is this is great. All right, thank you for your support, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, please press thumb up, and then if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so, and so that you don't miss out. Thank you so much for your support, guys. I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye.